Hello, Biz of Internets. Today I have a whoosh job of a Halloween video where I'll be attempting to build the world's fastest hearse. Now I'm not sure if there is a hearse body in this game, but I'll have to just find something that's vaguely close. A van is probably going to do the job, let's be honest. I'm inclined to say these are pretty good. 88 MPVs. They look like they have the kind of hearse stance to them. They could easily be turned into a hearse at least, so yeah, a minivan isn't the worst option to use. I'll have to just use seats in the back to kind of represent the weight of everything that's in the back of a hearse, because you can't put that stuff there on this game, so it's kind of going to have to be representative in that way. I will paint it black and everything though and make it about as close as I can realistically make it. Now, it's going to be a very powerful vehicle, and we're not intending to produce a lot of them. We might make like 5 of them or something in a production one, so I think we can go a bit crazy. Is there a need to go with unnecessarily light materials though? Hard to say. I think we can go with metal. I don't think it should need fiberglass and whatnot, and carbon fiber. I think a space frame perhaps is a good way to go. Would that allow enough interior space? So you see, if we go with a unit tree, there should theoretically be a huge amount of space in that way. Oh, glued aluminium looks very interesting on it. So that kind of flows, but glued aluminium is just straight lines. Very odd. We'll go, maybe that doesn't have the kind of area there. It doesn't have the space there you would need for the coffin, so we can't use that technology. We'll go, how about semi-space frame? It can't be carbon fiber for the reasons I mentioned. It could be a light truck unitary. Could be on a ladder frame, yes. That could work. But I don't think it strictly has to be to work. I think if we have a flat floor, that would be good, because we could mount what we need to mount there. Yeah, glued aluminium is good in that respect. And then we have a semi-space frame. Space frame is the same. It has the space there that we need. We have light steel, or we have the next best thing, which is probably, I don't know. So there's that, and then there is, I'd say semi-space frame. There's parts that are a little lower. Yeah, I think that can be balanced out with a bit of fine interior tweakery and whatever else. So we should be able to fit all the stuff in the back. Then there's the fact of what suspension we're using. I'd say transverse, perhaps. That way we don't need a transfer case and everything in the middle, taking up space. Because it should all be done at the front, at least for the most part. Do we want McPherson's strut on the front? It is the world's fastest, so I think we can afford double wishbone. How about the, where? Pushwad. See whichever can give me the lowest chassis. Multi-link. They don't appear to affect the chassis as such, whichever one I have here. I could just go with live coil. Oh, actually leaf. We've got to support a lot of weight here, so leaf springs, perhaps. Yeah, leaf springs. Even being the most powerful. Front suspension's where it's all at with the handling, so I can deal with that. We can go, we could go with a transverse inline 6, perhaps, but that's a stupid engine, and I wouldn't be able to get much power out of it because I would be size restricted. V6 is a very good way of getting, or a V60 V6 should I say, it's a very good way of getting power, I would say, from a very tight space. So, I don't know. Doesn't look like we can fit much in this car. Or minivan, would you call it? We could go with a flat 4. A boxer 4 even. Transverse mounted though, it's very odd. Oh, that's very strange how it exceeds things. It exceeds the width because of how it's mounted. I guess it goes longitudinal then, because we're not going to be mounting anything of any kind of size otherwise. Now, oh, you shouldn't be struggling that much for width. You're mounted longitudinally now. That should give you loads of width. Yeah, good. Height is a problem now, which you would expect. How about a V90? Height is still a problem. Height is a problem. If I go with a V8, 90-degree V8, width becomes a problem. Wait, what am I doing? We need a 60-degree V8, do we? I'm lost. I'm getting a bit lost with this. What can we do for engine size? I want something stupidly large. Right, I can get quite big with here. I'm not sure at which point it says, no, you're not putting any bigger in. But the V6 does enable me to put over 5 litres in the car, which is easily big enough for making some power. Yeah, I can get over 5.5 litres. 5.6 litres this rounds up to. It's not ideal in terms of fit, but it fits in a minivan and it is a massive engine. Can I fit a 60 V8? I actually can as well. That should change the size though. I don't know why on earth that doesn't change the size when it's clearly just adding 2 cylinders. There we go. So 7.4 litres as a V8. That is very good. I'm surprised how width is such a problem though. I could try putting McPherson struts on, but then I think it's height that is the main restrictor anyway. It's just not great in terms of width, so to speak. As long as I can fit a big pair of turbos, I should be fine. We'll go dual overhead cam. World's fastest hearse. It has to have 5 valves per cylinder, I think, just to make sure we can get the power from this engine. We could go with a V10 perhaps, because I don't think length is a problem, or even a V12. No. The problem with a V10 is it's got the 90-degree cylinder banks, and I don't think that's going to work. But where were we? So 7.4 though, as a V8. I think I could just then smaller a V12 and have some absurdly high revving beast of an engine. Come on. I think this is better. I think this is better because I can get back some performance with the stroke. So, although the engine's smaller now, I can wise up the stroke, and since there's more cylinders, it should enable me to do that. Since there's more cylinders, it should make more power comparative to a car with less cylinders. I think this works, you know? I built a stupid engine. This is perhaps stupider than my front wheel drive crossover. And, cast iron. Start out there, see what it'll do, and then I'll probably change that, let's be honest. We have to go with a pair of turbos, as long as they'll fit. Actually, I've just realised it's in green now for height and width. It's only length it struggles with, which is fascinating, because I would have thought going with a V12 of such a size would have serious problems, but apparently not. We'll go with performance race, perhaps, since, what do you call it? Fuel economy isn't immediately important to me. We can put a few race parts on. As I say, this stuff is not going to be mass produced, so it can make its way to a hearse. I guess as long as it is road legal, it can go on my circuit and succeed. And everything you make in automation is road legal, I guess, as long as you add headlights and stuff, which I always do. There's no option for full slick tyres, so they have to be road legal in some description, at least in the UK. Maybe in America semi-slicks are illegal, but I think the purpose of them being semi-slicks is that they're just about road legal. So, yeah, there's that to remember. I don't think it's going to be revving that high, just making sure it's got enough space. Same with the exhaust, make sure it's got enough size. Do we want that? No, we want straight through. Good efficient exhaust system. Look at that, 500 horsepower and I've not even bothered tuning the engine. The engine we're competing with, I think the current world's fastest Hearse is 1200 horsepower. From a Chevrolet Caprice, so we can beat that, sure enough, with our purpose-built machine of doom. Okay, I blew the engine up. But it sounds like nothing I've ever kind of heard before, because, really, I don't think there's a vehicle that sounds so similar. I could mess with these, but I don't see much point. Just do whatever looks good. You're not going to be using the sliding doors anyway, so... Oh, actually, if I do that, that looks a lot more like a hearse. Maybe it still looks incredibly goofy. Perhaps more so. I don't know. It's the duck nose hearse, famous for being ugly. Nah, I have to change it back. Even if it looks like an MPV, it was just hideous as it was, and I couldn't stand it. Couldn't extend the tail a bit, give it a bit more weight on the back. And, yes, as I was saying, it does need to be black. I'll go with brutal black for now, although I may change that later. And we want to go with all-wheel drive, longitudinal. Just look at that engine in there, though. It barely fits, as I expected. So, we'll go with a manual. Keep that power under my control. With a good old shifter, regardless of what the market values say. They probably hate me for it now, but hey, I like manuals, so you're going to have to deal with it. Yeah, we can widen that somewhat. If you couldn't widen it, I would be worried, especially with the amount of power that's going through. You can't do the most widening, but you can definitely do something, so that keeps me content. Please tell me you can fit 255s. If you can't even fit 255s on this, I think we might be a bit doomed. We're going to have to go with geared differentials, probably, or even electric. We're just trying to put the power down, not necessarily going for the best driving feel. However, the transmission is different because the transmission is all about how the power is applied to the road. So having the preferable transmission will definitely help me. Now, the tyres. I'm going with semi-slicks, even though I know they'll be terrible at the circuit I'm driving this around. They are just what you would have on this type of vehicle. Be it drag racing or not, it's the type of tyres that would manage to put track grip down, let's say, on the track. The width on the rear, and even the front, I guess, really impresses me. Though I am able to get a lot of width from this. I was not expecting that, given that you can't flare the arches more, although it is an American car, so technically so. It's going to be larger and it's going to have bigger wheels, naturally, or bigger tyre width capability, naturally. Just look at that, though. for the rear axle. Leaf springs, yay! Alloy wheels. We could probably go with carbon fibre wheels, but maybe the, I don't know. I feel in the real world, carbon fibre wheels would be too little. Like, they would be too weak to just handle the sheer torque and power from this engine. So I'm not going to go with them. We'll go with carbon ceramics, front and rear. Brakes far more big than necessary. I can English eventually. We'll go with downforce, try and keep this thing under control. It is kind of going to be a track hearse, not just a pure, what's it? Yeah, so we're going with as many seats as possible to simulate the weight of having a luxury wooden hearse rear end on it. And the interior, I think we'll go with a premium with some sat-nav. Yeah, it should be about par for the course from the standard hearse stuff, really. They might have premium infotainment. Actually, yeah. I don't think that makes a difference significantly for cost, so I'll go with that. The V12 appears to have quite a low centre of gravity. That's no doubt going to help it. Maybe I should make the body out of fiberglass. Nah. We don't need to do that kind of thing. Power steering. I don't know. Electric variable. If it says so, I might as well go with it. If it says that is genuinely better, we'll need all the assists to put the power down. Although we probably won't, not with these tyres. Unless the power goes completely absurd. Which it, again, could well do so. We'll go with advanced safety. This is a dangerous vehicle. We have to keep it under control. Springs, hydropneumatic. I think active sport. Given I have free reign, active sport is usually the best for this kind of application. I probably won't go full race. There's full race like that, but I think that would be far, far too firm for any kind of road usage on any kind of road car. So I'm not going to do that. Right. It weighs 2.3 tons, but that doesn't matter because this engine is going to make so much torque. As long as there's grip in the wheels, it should move that easily. Right. How is the turbo curve on the engine? You can't even notice the turbo's there, so maybe that's 500 without the turbos engaged, which makes sense, I guess, even though I did set them for race performance. It's possible it's just not making enough boost to properly engage the engine. Race normally has a lot more lag. It depends. These games can sometimes slip up because it is just an auto preset, let's say. The engine is, for the most part, stock, though, so for it to do as well as it's doing is really quite impressive. Let's go with these. I think these look quite good on the Hearse mobile. What's the power divide? I think we want more like 60 wear with these tyres. Ooh. The engine... Ah, yes, the engine's failed. I understand. Not that I want to do anything about it right now. Oh, yes, look at that. Brilliant. Super Hearse. We can have the Sport again. It is now 2.4 tons almost, 62% of which is at the front. I am not liking that one bit. Where's all the weight over rear? Come on, you've got to be somewhere adjusted. There we go. Right, so if I do that, I'm hoping that will help. It's going to be an obnoxiously large vehicle now. Oh, that's the entire front end grabbed. It'll be an obnoxiously large vehicle, however, hopefully that will enable it to kind of come into balance. I think I've made it look a little better as well overall. Right. No, it isn't any better balanced. Wait, there's one thing I could do with the engine. Wait, does it come into hypercar or anything? I'm interested. Off-road budget. You barely fit into off-road budget. Okay. Yeah, that is confusing. Why on earth off-road budget? It's probably the engine, let's be honest. The engine is just so broken right now. The, what's it? The red line. Even with cast iron internals, it'll rev reasonably high for something. I mean, I'm not going to say I didn't expect it. It's a V12, so it's got enough cylinders to distribute the power across. There we go. Utility Sport Luxury, GT, Family Premium, and Utility Sport Premium. So, Utility Sport Luxury seems good. Everything seems to be where it should be. And should we go with a fiberglass, not fiberglass, carbon fiber bonnet, I wonder? Not bonnet, carbon fiber body. That's going to make it significantly lighter. Utility Sport Luxury, don't like it though. Do they like fiberglass? No. GT Premium, I don't know. I'm not bothering with market values on this. You can't win, really. Although, it does look like a good 150 plus kilos by doing that. So, although weight isn't the primary objective here, I'm guessing I'm going to have to do it as well. It should lower the centre of gravity because it means the aluminium that underpins this car, in comparison, is a lot lighter. I mean, heavier. So, it's going to weigh it down in there. Respect. But that'll make weight balance worse, which is the other flip side of a coin, I guess. So we have aluminium and alloy. What's the weight difference here? Does it say anywhere? 349, that's it. 341, 334, 322. So I've saved a little weight on the engine by changing those materials. And how will that look on the end result? Come on. It's not as bad as I thought it would be changing the body material. However, the engine, I need to pay attention because I can't go completely absurdo with it and expect nothing to happen. Something's going to happen and that is not what I would like to happen. Right. I wonder if I could go front-wheel drive with this. No. That's just me getting ideas. Right, so... Where was I? There is the internals and the head as well. 4-valve cylinder might save a bit of weight. There we go. I'm saving every bit of weight I can on the front end because that's where the weight balance is lost, most crucially. It has the weight balance of a pickup truck, and that is not good for handling. We'll go forged. Is forged steel lighter? Yes, it is. That's lighter as well. Just all these little bits are saving bits of weight here and there, but that is going to make the weight balance better. Heavy duty cast is heavier, but this lighter. Lightweight titanium, good savings. 310 now. So, not much weight to be saved here. But lightweight forged, again, saves a decent amount. The turbos may end up gaining weight, they may end up losing weight. 489. Yeah, I don't think I needed to go as big as the exhaust was, but I was just being on the safe side, really, to make sure I had enough as opposed to having too little. And it's just about 300 now for the weight value. So that saved 50 or so kilos by just going through. I have lost a little power by going from 5 valves per cylinder to 4 valves per cylinder, but I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world given the weight I saved, and hence the weight balance I should have made better. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have got better. What about the test track? That should give me a more in-depth view. Oh, 62.5 front. I might have to just deal with it and add tons of wear downforce to try and somewhat compensate. But yeah, there's only so much a man can do to try and make this work. We'll go perhaps increase some turbo bits. Oh, maybe I could make the turbos lesser. Yeah, that works incredibly well. At least now. Let's see when I've put the boost right up. 30 psi. Come on, engine. Don't take the fun out of it. You've got to give me some fun, please. No? The engine just doesn't want to play. Maybe if I increase the intercooler. There we go. The intercooler wasn't allowing it to make the power. So now we've actually lifted the intercooler to a point where it can make that kind of power. Wait a minute. It makes more power with an intercooler that can't apparently support that power. What's going on? Makes 600 now. It's not good enough. We're trying to compete with a car that has double that. So how are we supposed to do that with no power into our name? Come on. You and you out there. There's also this, which I seemed to forget about. I could have just turned the cam profile up and got like 100 horsepower more, but no, I didn't do that because I forgot. And sure, there's much higher RPMs I can go into. I just don't need to adjust that quite yet. Come on. Again, if the intercooler is exploding at the kinds of high RPM I'm trying to deal with. Yeah, 628. I'll tune that to like 774, see, and that should enable me to mess with the compression to get a lot of that power back, yeah. Whoa! All I've done there is really adjust the intercooler and compression to see if they were interacting in a funny way, and indeed they were. Come on. 907? Yeah. There's a huge amount of kind of turbo lag, but it's a weird soft turbo lag, for lack of a better term. 907. And you can go down. 917, 952. I'm not even trying at this point. It'll have over 1,000 before anything has really been put into it. 968, 994. Yeah, definitely over 1,000. Easily achievable. It was just about getting it right, really. So, 1048, 1071. Okay. Looks like we're hitting the limits now of just using the intercooler. Mind, it did take me far. It did take me quite far. Given it is just one part. $1077. And how is the exhaust doing? Oh, we've got more power. It's okay. Needs massive exhaust though to get rid of it. I've added weight to the engine with the intercooler. Just my luck, I guess. Just my luck and poor engineering. We have got a lean fuel mixture. So we've not needed to do anything ridiculous to get that power. Come on. I wonder what the economy is. I'm just trying to find that now. 14.7 miles per gallon. And it said that, now it's gone down. 14.8. You know, it's not half bad given how much power it's got. It's weird for me to say that's not half bad, but it really isn't. What is bad is the acceleration. I would have expected much better than the 4.7 seconds to 60. But then perhaps I'm expecting too much from it. Right, so I think we want to actually we want to move that down, as I was saying. Trying to say. Yes, sure, it's going to lose us a lot of power, but I just don't know how else to put it. Yeah. That is a bit of a difference, actually. So I don't know. I think I'm going all over the place with this. So 11, 25, 29, 32. I think if I can get this correct, we've got over 1100 horsepower. All I need to do is I need to unsmall the turbos in a tasteful enough way. Like, look, as long as it's not losing significant power, I can afford to lose the odd 2 or 3 horsepower because the actual response of the turbos is getting better. The actual rate of the engine is going down. And then I can probably regain some of this power, so to speak, by adjusting the compression. Or at least adjust the turbo afterwards and probably make less of a loss from it all. No, it likes having a high compressor. I guess that's where it gets the power from. So, yeah, that one, that's a bit of a jump, I think. It starts jumping there, or so. So if I go with 75 on that, that's a number I'm reasonably happy with. We can try the AR ratio. No, how about max boost? We could go see how adjusting that helps. If I'm able to get more power, it was about 25, wasn't it? 1125 without the max boost on its current setting. No, that's gone down, so I need somewhere between that. It's all experimentation. I will probably make the engine bigger later on, but that's when I've got the basics of the turbocharger down. I wonder if less boost could help. It sounds weird, believe me, but it could be true. And if that's not true, I still must need a slight bit of boost to get to the kind of optimal boost point that this engine will provide. There's massive turbo lag, which is to be expected. Yeah, again, it's not lost that much power. When that's the case, that it's kind of losing itty-bitty bits of power here and there, it doesn't really matter that it's kind of hurting the power curve. Not hurting the power curve. It doesn't really matter that it's losing that power, because that power can be gained back. And I've even made some of it back just right there with a compression. And this is going to make the power curve better, so for all, doing this is probably worthwhile. Although I kind of hit the point at which it stopped gaining. And the AR ratio can be used to make a lot of the power up now, because I've kind of freed up some space, let's say. This is a good way to get the power. As a matter of fact, if I can time this just right, I can make the lag hopefully less noticeable. So 1164. You'll see that if I just go here, the lag definitely bumps up, but it becomes a little more natural, so to speak. It becomes a little more natural if you have it at just the right point. So I think So 1.23 it was on. And yeah, it was really just a matter of compression. And then I can try and adjust the actual turbos themselves. Yeah, excellent. They are even helping without any consequence that I can see. Until that happens. So, you can even help now. You got me a bit more power, fine. I'm not upset at you at all. I mean, that sounds like I'm being ironic, but I'm not. Almost 1200 horsepower. Now we do have 1200. But remember what I was saying about the actual, what's it? Compression and hurting the power and all that. And no, it seemed like I was able to get more from it there. Right, so let's see. Intercooler. Can the intercooler help? I don't think it can, but if it can save, yeah, it can actually save me a bit more power. 1217. 1220. 1219 again. And no. 1290, yep. 2100 horsepower intercooler, which is surely overrated for this engine. But I mean, it surely adds a bit much weight, but it does have a huge amount of power. And then I have the engine size and the fuel mixture, which I can also play with to get myself more power. And then I have the exhaust, which I haven't played with for a while. That will get me more power. Wow. This is going to be the world's fastest hearse, I think. It could just be that it's a big engine and all, but I'm not noticing any turbo sound. I find that interesting. It's running a decent amount of boost. At least for a small engine, this would be a huge amount of boost. I don't know. I'm going to jump this way up. As long as it doesn't need absurdly high revs, I should be able to make the engine larger, no problem. Yeah, because the parts are good enough, it's got enough cylinders. Yeah, it should sound even more ridiculous, though, as a bigger block engine. Come on. So, 98.9. That needs to stick on 98.9. Oh, dear. We can have problems. By the looks of it, though, where do we need to rev it to? 8800, so 8900 is theoretically spot on, but I think if I go to 8100, that should give me a solid number. Similar to, I think, the Viper engine in size, but it's got another cylinder, which is what you want, really, when you're building these up. Because you want the extra revs to play with, which will give the extra power, and that takes a nasty dip there. It might just be the actual cam profile and whatnot, or maybe it is just something to do with the engine. The power looks lower as well. The power looks lower because I didn't do that. The compression can often fix these problems. Right, extra intercooler. 2411. No. That doesn't really change it for the better. 2245. I can count, honestly. So that works. No, that doesn't work. That's an easy way to get me more power. How about more boost? I don't know about that. I guess just because it's a bigger engine, it can handle slightly more boost. So I'll go with it. And how about the ignition timing? I'll come back to that. We'll go exhaust diameter. exhaust diameter oddly hasn't changed one bit. The engine is heavier, naturally. Heavier rate on the front is not good. Wait, actually, I didn't think of this. Maybe a single exhaust would be lighter. So, what am I aiming for? 329.2. No, 329.2. How much power? And 1380. Okay. It should make very similar power. Ooh, it actually made more power by 3 horsepower. I was worried it would make less, but no. Yep. 13, wait, I can't remember. Sorry, my mind is being very forgetful. No, seriously though, what's it? The weight is very similar. I think it's slightly better than it was with a single exhaust and dual exhaust rather. And the power is also slightly better, so I'll do that. If having them converge into one does help, who am I to fault it? Right, so we've got that, and then we've got the quality sliders to play with after we've done all of this. So it's going to be fun times indeed. No, you don't like that. 81, 83, 85. I am reducing the power. Trying to get this to go, hopefully, better overall. No, that's not going to work. The turbo lag gets reduced loads if you do it correctly, but I'm not doing it correctly. I'm just going with whatever makes huge power. 1370. 6, 8, yeah. Try this. No, wrong way. That doesn't work either. Try a bit more boost. And then I'll try adjusting the compression to match. Nope. Indeed, that doesn't really do anything positive. Unless 19 psi is like a golden number or something. And just 19 psi. Ooh. Interesting. 1375. I'm able to run a lower PSI. I wonder if that is... It's probably not good there. I probably didn't lead it into something good. But I did manage to run a slightly lower PSI, I think with very minimal differences in terms of power. So if that's so, what it's going to do... Oh, that jumped up a bit more than I was expecting. Oh, sorry. I didn't quite realise what I was doing. Silly fingers that click all the time when I don't need them to. And huge amounts of power here. From the world's I say the world's fastest hearse. It's probably going to get beaten on my leaderboard by a bunch of things. It wouldn't be too surprising. But then at the same time, I did just create that, what's it, the Impreza thing yesterday. And that made incredible power, so... Made incredible... what am I saying? Made incredible power for the type of vehicle it was, but then... I don't know. It wasn't as quick as I would like. This is proof you can get an extremely powerful engine with good miles per gallon, at least for the size and everything and the power. However, I don't need that. I need the knowledge that I can get more power. If I witch up the fuel mixture. Yeah, this car's full of witches. So Halloween-y. And yeah, we can get 1500, I would say. I remember the V10 front-wheel drive. That was far less intimidating than it could have been. Maybe this will be the same, if I'm lucky. Look at this, it's just going up. No problem with getting 1500 horsepower, that's for sure. Very rich fuel mixture, though. Wait a minute. I'm on regular fuel and I'm... Oh dear me, 1500 horsepower on regular fuel. Who would have thought it? That is just madness. And then it stops at 10.7 for gaining power. But this is on better fuel now. I think I can gain even more power. The greed I'm experiencing right now. And this is not an engine with too absurd power delivery. I mean, sure, it takes until 4,500 to actually come in, but when the power's in, it does have good delivery, and you shouldn't need to drop below that point too frequently, unless the car is spinning the wheels and struggling to find traction. Just all of this power, where's it coming from? The premium fuel, of course. And the richer fuel mixture. And then we're not even done yet. You see, this engine is not hard to get power from. It's 8.1 litres, I think, was it? Yeah. And that gives us easily enough, I say easily enough, it's just enough on the current performance index to keep the revs happy. I would have thought it would have been a bit more than that. I thought it would give him perhaps 9,000 at least. Oh well, what can I say? I mean, I tried to make this engine light, and then it ended up with good parts coincidentally. And then I ended up adding weight again. 4,500 it comes in, and it goes again. I could go with 5 per cylinder, but it adds weight. How much power does it gain? Yeah, I mean, there's power gains. I just don't think they're big enough to... I don't know. So, 4 valves per cylinder. I just don't know if they're big enough, really. Wait, so what we have to do, we have to go, let's say, plus 10. As I say, if we're making any of these, we're making like a limited production run of 5 or 10 of them or so. It's not going to be a mass-produced car by any means. I'll probably need to retune the turbos slightly thanks to that, but anyway. Moving on. Just give everything here plus 10. It may even add a bit of weight. It may take a bit of weight. Who knows? The important thing is it's got a very special engine that will make very special power outputs. Ooh. This is beginning to remind me of the 1700 horsepower Drift Viper though in Forza. It's one of the actual drift cars you get in the day one DLC with the Ultimate Edition. However, it's the only one I think you can swap the aspiration out to a turbo and get loads of power as a result of it. Given it was already a very powerful car as like a twin turbo or something, but you make it a single turbo, for whatever reason, you can suddenly pull so much more power from that engine. Yeah, go figure. I don't get it. And that's not really what I want. So we've got a solid point here. Oh dear. What have I done? I want the torque. Where is the torque? We can hopefully get this stuff done correctly as well. Try some more boost, see how it takes it. Yeah, it took a bit more boost. 775. 8. And no, you're not working as I would hope. If I could get 1800, I think I would be happy to leave it there. But no, 1800 is too hard. I think advanced ignition timing can make more power. So I'll try that. Come on. 1811, yes, good, good. It is making more power with the higher ignition timing. 1813, 1815, 1817. Come on. Now at this point I'm just pushing it to see how far it can go. 1818, 20, 22, 23, 1823. I think that was about as far as it could go. I don't know. Unless I'm missing something. I think I pushed it to 78 and then it just basically gave up making more power. But I was making good power anyway. I was making as much power as I wanted, so it's not like it's a severe end of the world or anything. 1824. 97. Um, 1824. Okay. No, you go down. Okay. Up. No. It could go on better fuel, I guess, but I want fuel you can actually get on a road car to keep it vaguely like a road car. No, less power from you. Let's see how it sounds. Good, good. Very good. And how about the performance index? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh no, no, no. It can suddenly rev higher. Oh no, I increased the quality, didn't I? So that's why. Oh, thankfully, I increased the quality to just such a level that it's no longer a problem that it wants to rev higher. You know, it's a problem that sorted itself out. Who am I to complain? 1824. I'm just double checking if I can find any last bits of power there, but it doesn't look so. And I don't think it's the same here. No. Look at that performance index though. It's over 1300 performance index. That must be pretty good, eh? And the power curve isn't half bad. I mean, I know it's got a massive pair of turbos on it as well. So that's not half bad considering the sheer power this thing makes. Where is it? There's the turbos. You can see them sticking out the sides. Where's the turbos? There we go. Big turbos, as you'll see on the compressor and turbine. A massive intercooler to keep the thing cool. And we have quite a rich fuel mixture. Again, I don't really like having it increased because it doesn't help. I wonder what the miles per gallon is now. Probably something pretty dreadful. Yeah, 6.8. I was expecting that though when I came into a car with this much power. Oh, it'll apparently do 280. Not that I'm going to do that. It'll have aero parts put on it. And downforce under trays holding it back. But nonetheless, that's crazy speed from what this is. It has how much weight at the front? Oh, somehow the weight balance has got better. Not sure how that's happened. 62 front, 38 rear. On the spot, apparently. We've got some front downforce and a bit of lift on the rear. That's where it needs to change. So we need to go and add... I've just realised, I think fuel filler cap is kind of a new thing I'm missing. I was missing mirrors. Now I'm missing fuel filler caps. Do we want fuel to go here? Sure. We'll go and add some bits around this car to make it look nice. Come on. Lip. You need an aerodynamic lip. Like so. This can just clip right here and give me huge amounts of downforce. And when I need it. Come on. That can go onto there. It looks a bit funny because it is. And we need some grills and headlights. So could go with pop-up headlights. I mean, it would be a very odd choice. Sure, you know what? If I could get these to work, that is. No. I can't get them to work. They go too far up the bonnet before they can actually start working. We'll go maybe... Oh, there's these ones. How about those? They look odd, but I think they could work on this particular vehicle. Yeah, I need to partner them up with something though. On their own, they work okay, but they need edge lights. They need like indicators. So these, if I can rotate them 90 degrees, should do the trick. Yeah, then rotate them a bit more because 90 degrees is never enough. And then rotate them 180 degrees because I've just realised they're completely the wrong way up. They can go the same colour as the body, but that will need to be changed, so I don't know right now. Actually, why don't I develop the body colour now? Add a colour. Yeah, that's a nice green colour, actually. It's very nice. I don't know what to make of it, what to name it, let's say, but it does look good. Yeah, there we go. I think that looks okay. Is it too glossy, though? Shine. Bit less shine. Still want some shine. Bit less flake. It doesn't need to be too glamorous. It just needs to be basic black colour. There we go. That should do the trick. And... oh, we've got to save this. Hearse colour. Such an imaginative name. And we need the other bits. We need the other bits of the front end to go on. You can be selected just to get chosen as a hearse colour. There we go. Now they vaguely fit into the front of the car. It looks older than it is, I can say that much, but I think I'm at least putting together a design that works on it. If I put this grille on as well, this really might look terrible, but it might suit it quite well. I wonder. The chrominess of it may be a bit off for the era. If I could flip it upside down and then kind of have it there, like so. I think that can take to working. Yep. Yeah, and you can go forwards. I would say it works, but there's clearly apparently a problem, which is the vent at the bottom. If I integrate that properly, though, hey, it's just added cooling. Can't really complain about that. There we go. Oh, it sticks out the bottom. That's silly. That won't do. Right. Do that and then flip these upside down. Flip them that way. And that way again. And I don't even know which way I'm flipping them again. Like pancakes. When I try and make them. No, that's how I actually intended them to be. I say, just to throw the pancakes in the bin. And you can go narrower. No. Okay, I think that's going to work. It's not perfect, but it's close enough to perfect to keep me happy. We can go with a badge, perhaps. Come on. Where are you? There we go. There's kind of these ones, which are not what I'm looking for. There's these ones, though, which are what I'm looking for. And it puts it behind bars. No, I don't want it to go behind bars. I want it to go on the bonnet, which it kind of flexes into a weird place. But anyway, it works. There is our rear of our van with the badge on. We'll go add something down here. Maybe add some, how would you call them? Indicator lights? No, I've added indicators up there. I need to add some fog lights then. But how about I add some indicators and pretend they're fog lights? Like I did before. No, not those ones. They just don't work at all. These, however, I don't know, do they? No, there's just no way they can work. If I get some of these, though, there's a potential way they could work. Yeah, there's a potential way that these could work. Come on. Hearse coloured. That isn't perfect, but I can hope it's going to work. There we go. I've got them to snap now. I've got them to snap into a better kind of orientation. So as long as they're resting there, we should have plenty of light to show the way. And plenty of front end downforce. I wonder what I could do with the rear. I think I could actually... I've got a weird idea for tail lamps. It's going to look horrible, but please forgive me, because I know it's going to look at least distinctive. I know it's going to at least not look like another clone car. Now, if this works as I believe it works, we should be able to just do that, and we have immediate reversing lights. And then, again, we should be able to just do this and have immediate braking lights. Like, it's going to hopefully work with the general idea. There we go. So, we need some door handles. There we go. Actually, no, we can do that for a joke. Like, what, you're hiding in there, a dead body? Well, actually, I am. Because it's a hearse. We can go and add this one. Flip that round. Because I do. And that looks okay to me. We'll go maybe add an exhaust. I say an exhaust. Remember, I did select single exhaust, so it's kind of what I have to do. That's not the middle, is it? Weird that. It snapped to kind of an off the middle point. Right, so I'm going to break this exhaust up, hopefully. Ooh, there we go. Right, duplicate you. Or mirror, technically, I guess. So, that's our single exhaust. And do we need anything else? We need a wing. We need the huge wing to keep this car stuck to the ground. Well, you know, I didn't think much of that, but we might as well have a crazy wing. Why not? Oh, mirrors. I didn't forget. Sure. Let's go with some nice, quaintly styled mirrors. Flip them. There we go. I think these go like over here. There we go. Excellent. So, have we got everything we need? Got our powerful engine. We've got an all-wheel drive system. And oh dear. So many problems. Yep, can check that off the list. I guess it's technically not going to fit within the wheel wells, but when we've got this much power, I think I want as much tyre as possible. So 345, 305. I think I can then go with maybe more front weight. I mean, more front power. That should balance out quite nicely. I think I did a calculation for this for a car I was building in Forza to make sure it didn't oversteer too much, and it worked out you want around 53%. Oh. Hi, mysterious exhaust. I think it worked out you want about 53% of the weight at the rear in order for it all to balance out. So 55, I don't know of the exact specifics for this car, but 55 should work out okay. If anything, it's ever so slightly rear biased, so yeah. I can't do much about that. Oh, now you tell me I can place it somewhere. I don't know. Right. Where's the rear bumper? It's the only place that seems to let me put these exhausts. There we go. It was being kind of weird and inverting wherever it was going. I fixed it though now. Okay. Time to sort the downforce out actually, because I do have a... Oh no, I went all out on the cooling. I want a lot of cooling, but I don't want necessarily stupid amounts. Yeah, let's go plus 10. Keep it nice and cool. Active wing and cooling flaps. We need these things because it's so fast. We need these things as we get 6.5 miles per gallon while hypermiling it. Oh dear. So, 2.4 seconds to 100. That is very quick, actually. Come on. We'll go and see what else there is. Oh, I've actually got rid of a few of the problems. Maybe oversteering was one of the problems. Where's the brakes? If I could find the brakes. The interior is as I left it. It kind of fits into hypercar. To be honest, it's probably more hypercar than anything else, but it has too many seats to properly be considered a hypercar. And they're all like a bunch of snobs when it comes to this stuff. Like, yours isn't a hypercar, it has 7 seats. Front brake force is low, okay. Just randomly increase that. The front brake force is low until it says the brake force is high on the front, which I don't imagine it doing. For some weird reason. I'll make them as big as I can possibly make them. No, it doesn't think the front brake force is high. Okay. That, I guess, is something I'll have to use. Unless I make the wheels bigger, which I probably could do, but I want at least a little compliance in the tyres. I don't want them to be complete rubber bands. I want them to have something to them. Even if it's not a lot. The rear brakes it's got no complaints about. Which is interesting. Yeah, the rear brake force is very high. I think that I only need 2 pistons on the rear. To be entirely honest. Given what it's complaining about. Actually, no. I have standard pad types. Don't I? I could probably go 75 there, because it is such a sporty car. And then there's all the quality improvements I could do. I don't think brakes need to go over the top on quality, so they can only go +5. Wheels, well, they're an important part of putting the power down to the road, for wheels and tyres, so they can go up on quality. All the weight, though, that's increased with the quality. Oh, dearie me. The driveline, again, that's an integral part of how the power is actually deployed, so that has to go up on quality. The body quality and fixture quality can all be +5. And I'm just trying to put the +5 quality on perhaps the less important things and +10 on the most. Downforce, well, it's got downforce and cooling. I don't think it needs to be the best, though. I don't think it's the most important part of a car. Same with the interior, with what this car is targeted at doing. The steering and everything has to be on point, but not the safety necessarily. And same with the suspension. About the steering, it has to be on point when you're driving this round a track. 2.7 tons. I mean, it's going to have the torque. And the brakes, hopefully, it'll have the brakes. So it shouldn't be a problem. As long as it can keep that weight under control. Come on. I just hope it gets round corners. That's all I can say. The front brake... Ah, yes, it is complaining about the front brake force. That is pretty good. I'm not going to change that, though. Because I find that the front brake force is probably better to have too much than too little. Which tyres have blown out? All tyres have blown out. Try increasing tyre width and rim size. If it's the only way to stop them blowing out, I'll increase the rim size, but I don't want to. Oh dear. Well, maybe I have to change the leaf suspension. Maybe I have to change the leaf springs, now I come to think of it. Double wishbone! Multi-link, push rod. I know push rod and multi-link enable you to fit pretty wide tyres on the back, so, you know, it's not all bad. I'm going with multi-link, though, in this case, because it is still a hearse. It's not like a purpose-built track car. And... come on. Really? You kidding me? Normally you can put wider tyres by utilising that technology. Is this an obscure case or something? How about the front? If you can get better tyres, it may just actually be worthwhile going with McPherson strut. I don't know. I'm just playing around at this point. But remember where we've come with the engine. Remember that that engine was an incredible unit. Now, well, is an incredible unit now. No, 305. Oh, I've made it a dragster now with mini front tyres. Oh wait, are you actually 305 tyres just moved in, or are you just broken? Yeah, 215. So it was broken. Double wishbone. Wait, I can go with solid axle coil on the front, even though it's got a V-twelve. I don't know. So, how about pushrod? I can try this then. If it's come to it, then I need to try this to get better tyres. No, doesn't give me any wider options. Solid axle leaf. I don't know. The only thing I can think that would stop the tyres blowing out, either changing the suspension then, which is unlikely to do anything. I was just messing around with it. I weren't paying any attention to the flashing red light. I don't think that does anything though. I tried increasing the tyre widths by using suspension. That does nothing. And, well, there is also the gearbox, which I could try adjusting. 6. Try about a 4-speed. Now, call me ridiculous, but do I even need these gears? Yes, I probably do. I was going to just see if having long gear ratios stopped it. They don't. Tyres blowing out. How about sport compound? Do they somehow not blow out? Oh, dearie me. Right, so comfort, sport. Sport is as low as it will possibly go with these leaf springs. I don't know. Is that okay? I could go with coil then. I guess coil's the next best thing in keeping with the tradition and all. It's an easy, I think it's an easy conversion from leaf springs. Easy-ish. So, oh, actually there's the downforce. I've got far too much weird downforce. I didn't pay attention to that for some ridiculous reason. But I have come up with a plan, let's say, to lower the car, or van, or hearse, or whatever. Sport. Sport. Yeah, I can't lower it much, but the way I can lower it, I can lower it to have a more sporty ride height now. And that is very good indeed. The downforce though on the back is far too high. I want quite high rear downforce because of the lack of weight there, but if it's causing tyre blowouts and there's no other way around it, then it will have to go. Right, come on, where is it? I'm missing the rear ring. No, now it's got less downforce on the back than it has on the front. And that simply won't do. Okay, that should be reasonable downforce. The tyres have blown out still, though, so it tells me. I don't know. They're as big as you can possibly get. They are rubber band tyres. It's still not telling me they haven't blown out. What if I went smaller? Oh! Okay. No, it says, I'm sure it says increase rim size. When I look on there as a problem. Yeah, increasing tyre width and rim size. However, it's actually a decrease that's able to stop them blowing out. That's very interesting. Thankfully, 17 inches still aren't too minuscule. Whoa. Either that or it completely reset the tyre widths, and that's what caused it. No, I don't think so. I don't think that was it. It's more to do with actual rim size being smaller. Okay. So, I don't like the fact that I can only fit smaller brakes now, but then, so it is. The front brake force is very high compared to grip. Yeah. Well, if it keeps you happy, I'll make the brakes 5mm smaller. Not like I have a choice to make them more than 5mm over what your recommendation is anyway. So, but that's something. How about the rear brakes? How much until it thinks they're too powerful? The rear brake force is very high. Yeah. Didn't take much to set it off on the rear though, does it? I wonder if I could actually use that, add weight to the rear by using heavier solid disc brakes. That's not a half bad idea actually, oh. The rear brakes need to be made quite big in order to, I think, help rebalance the car. The rear brake force is very high. How about drums? So, yes. It's not complaining about large drum brakes. I guess that's it then. They're slightly larger than the front, so how it's going to go for weight. I know it'll probably add weight to the car overall, but it seems like to me that may actually help it. Ever so slightly it may help it in terms of weight balance, just having that weight of the brakes there. So I can now look at the aero as well. I want more. I want more on the back. Given how disbalanced this thing really is, I want so much aero on the back. That's what? Almost 20 kilos more on the back? No, I want 20 kilos more on the back. Maybe more. Is that close enough? No. So, that'll do. That'll do the job for me. And we should have now enough rear downforce to keep this thing vaguely under control. At least I hope. It is one ridiculous MPV. Or hearse, technically. The world's fastest hearse, I'm going to call it. World's fastest. No, I've got a 1. Go away, number 1. Yeah, I mean, that makes it sound like I've just peed myself. Go away, number 1. But, I don't know. It's like, the car needs to succeed somehow. Why does no one want it? What? So it's actually a pretty good hypercar, but it's just like the customers. You have more seats than I require. I refuse to buy your car. I mean, it is slightly ridiculous though, because you'd think it'll be a good thing if a car can perform like that well while also having so many seats, but apparently not. Yeah, I have drum brakes as well. I'm not sure if that reduces the markets. That wouldn't surprise me. Come on. So 2.3. I think that these gears can probably be made longer. Whoa, 2.2. Absurd speed from this car. Maybe if I can get 2.1 from it. I don't think that's a possibility. 2.2 though to 60. That is ridiculous. So 2.2 there. We can go along. What's it saying here? Oh, front dampers are hard. I can solve these problems really easy. So the weight balance is slightly better as well. The rear dampers are hard. The engine bay is very full. Not much I can do about that in this particular respect. Semi-slicks, yes, I'm on semi-slicks, but it's got 1800 horsepower plus. I don't want to change them. The rear tyres have a low profile. They're not what I would call particularly low profile. As a matter of fact, how big are these wheels? I have to just check now for reasons. Yeah, I think my dad's car has the same size wheels as this, and that's not sporty in the slightest. So tell me how on earth they are low profile. Well, they're kind of low profile, but not much. And anyway, what right, so the semi-slick tyres, the rear tyres have a very low profile, making them uncomfortable, as you claim. Just keep claiming that, okay? It's a hypercar. Hyper Hearse even. Of course it's not going to be comfortable. One more quality settings are causing high costs and long engineering times. Oh yes, I do remember now. I do need to actually change some of the chassis and stuff. I don't think it's... Is it? I know it's likely to add weight. I know that. However, in this particular case, it's the underpinnings of the car, so it's important that I do treat it with respect and care. And... wait, we have no number plates. It has to be a road legal car. Yeah, let's go with this one. It's like a Nissan Skyline R32 actually, in terms of design, if you look at it that way. Nissan R32 MPV, but it's a Hearse because I say so. This can go on the bumper, just above the exhaust. I think there's space there. There we go. I made space. Yeah, fits pretty neatly actually. Anyway, I'm going to hopefully export this to BeamNG, and I will see how it does when I find the export button. Okay, see ya. So, here it is. And, well, there's the lights. I think they look quite good actually. Imported into Beam, this is definitely one of the better designs I've made. At least on the back, things might not look so good, but when you actually see it in person, it doesn't look too bad really. I've made much worse looking vehicles. Anyway, the sound, you have to hear the sound coming out of those many exhaust pipes. I would say it sounds somewhere between a jet engine, a Dodge Viper, and a Ferrari of some description. Yeah, it's a very interesting sound. Oh, here's the interior, which doesn't really exist. And, well, where are we? I think we want to center the camera. Which button was that? I can remember stuff, okay. Anyway. Right, so I remembered how to change gear. Give me credit where it's due. I can kind of see the bonnet on this. I mean, that gives it a bit more ease of use. Oh, come on, round here. Will we be able to take over the top of the leaderboard? I would say probably not. And that steering wheel had my hand at an awkward position for perhaps longer than I would like. And this is not a very, how would I say it? It's not a very safe feeling vehicle to drive, although it's very easy to drive. I just don't feel safe in it. I know how much power there is, and yeah, naturally it's too easy to do that and just go off ever so slightly. I hope that was just the bodywork that took that abuse. I can't see really. Whoa, bobbling about. I'm doing a bit of a rally with it, and it probably weren't designed for that. Actually, I know it weren't designed for that as I swiftly moved the wheel round back there. Can we get round Lag Corner? Yes, we can get round Lag Corner. Why? It never ceases to bewilder me. That is the one corner of any map on BeamNG that just has its own lag attached to it. Come on. Like, there's other corners where my PC will lag, certainly, but that one always lags with total consistency. And it doesn't do it anywhere else on the course. It's pretty impressive in its own weird way. Yeah, I'm getting around this corner very nicely. I'm not looking at the time, which is maybe a good thing. Come on, round here. That had a bit of lag, yes, but as I was saying, the other corner, Lag Corner, has its own specific lag. Ooh, I broke a bit earlier there, and I managed to pull out, I think, a little quicker. This is actually like the Impreza thing I built last time round, which you're going to actually see just after this episode, due to the way I'm exporting and importing and uploading and everything. And yeah, that car basically, I wasn't using the higher gears, but the same in this. Whoa, come on. No, come on. I rescued it. But I think the steering's broke. Second lap wasn't bad though. Come on. Well, almost certainly broke it there. My hands are dancing all over the place in an attempt to keep this under control. I question if I even have all my wheels by this stage. Which way is up? Come on, someone please answer all these questions in such a brief amount of time. I'm not even shifting into second anymore. Just 1800 horsepower. It's too much. The thing is, even in a vehicle like this, which is fully capable of handling that power, it's just too much power for you to realistically use around this course. I'm amazed the semi-slicks haven't got in the way more, to be honest. The semi-slicks should be the car's downfall, but they don't feel like they are. Whoa. How on earth did I get out of that? Come on. Right, now this is an important part, because this is where, if any time at all, I'm able to just shift into second and floor it. Come on. Whoa. No issue of tipping over. Yeah. 1 minute 6.021. I believe that puts it as our second quickest vehicle. So I believe this vehicle is actually the world's fastest hearse. Unless in BeamNG it's the world's fastest hearse, I would say. Unless someone can make anything quicker, I dare you to go and try, because, well, yeah. It's technically an MPV, but I really did try my best to build it like a hearse. And I remember having leaf springs there, but I did lower it, didn't I, and fit the coil, so yeah, that makes sense. All in all, this is a very fast time. It is above the 2003 tuner hatch by about 0.3 seconds. Impressive, because that car in itself, although not powerful, was very impressive. This just has too much power. I'm able to use it to an extent, but beyond that, that is where the other cars begin to catch up with less power, because they just have enough handling to get around here. They have almost as much handling, but nowhere near as much power. The power is where this car, I think, gains its small amount of time, but it still is just a small amount of time. It is currently the first car on our leaderboard, so there's that. However, the car I build next is pretty good. I won't lie there. And the engine and everything, maybe the engine can go in something else if anyone has a ridiculous suggestion. I don't know. It depends what fits where though. I'm very pleased with this engine. It sounds completely absurd. I mean, how can't you like that sound? It's kind of pure but aggressive at the same time. I don't know. And it exhausts a lot of pollution. So the environmentalists will be very, very mad at me. Quick, let's indicate. They'll think it's off the road and they'll get happy. Anyway, until next episode, I'll say goodbye until another day.